We're gonna do a bit more of a fun video this time. And we're basically gonna be showing each other random pictures or like lists and stuff. And seeing the other person's reaction and their thoughts on it.
So this entire list is going to be like JC related, but we have scoured through the internet for really random things that people have posted on like Reddit and online and lists about like say like JC survival tips and like misconceptions about JC, and we're gonna see like what we think. A levels
GP crying face emoji.
Okay, GP crying face. Honestly speaking, I hate GP. I hated my teacher. Let's just leave it as that.
Oh.
Shall we move on? This is really long, atrijo.
Just read the first question.
Seriously, abolish the mass dance ori culture. I feel like this is something that atrijo obviously picked because he sucks at dancing.
Actually, what do you feel about those? What do you feel the fact that they make like people of opposite gender dance together?
It's a very good get out of your comfort zone thing. But this person is really intense. It's more productive, and I'm sure the OGL's gonna vomit blood from teaching us the dances.
Actually, as a OG, right, I feel like we really enjoyed teaching the dancers.
Yeah,
actually,
right.
yeah.
I think we had a lot of fun. Like we found it really hilarious. I think actually the fact that this person is saying that like you only know your OG mates for a day and you're expecting us to dance in front of them. But here's the thing.
I think that's the best part of it.
That is the best
even
part
if
of
we screw up,
it.
right,
I
doesn't
completely
matter.
agree. Everyone is dancing together, which I think that's why a lot of JCs incorporate dance. But here's the thing. If you suck at dancing, it's actually very difficult.
And it was still worse than some of the OG links.
Hey, please, like maybe some people just have more confidence in dance or things. Like the reason why I feel like opposite gendered dancers, like people tend to get awkward is because like somehow the OGLs and like the people choreographing the dancers love to add on like hearts and things like that, which can be awkward. It's quite funny. Wait, what is this? One project word is a scam. It's a scam in the sense that you feel like you're doing something but you're actually not.
No, it's because your grades don't depend on how good of a project you. I mean, PW is rigged in the sense that your teacher you get matters a lot, and also your group mates.
The group mates part definitely matters.
The group mates cause you problems. Like the teacher spam complain to your teacher until it gets sorted out.
Hey, please, but I love my group mates.
No, if your group mates are problem.
Yeah, I had a very good experience with PW because my group mates were good. Like my group decided to do something that was very different. We didn't really have any competition.
We did fake news.
Like I did sustainable fishing, so that is like
Well, that's
definitely
cool. That's
not
cool.
common at
That's
all.
cool, though.
Why it was a scam, right? None of the solutions that we actually put would actually work in real life. Okay, JC, how to be funnier? Start a YouTube channel.
Huh? Start a YouTube channel.
No, that's what I think. In JC1,
They work for me,
all
though.
of people who are really witty and extroverted. No, not true. Have they met me and atrijo? Of course they have not. They managed to make conversation so fun, and it's such a great skill to have.
Oh, I have a great tip for this. Watch stand-up comedy.
Okay, that might work.
Like sometimes it's literally just about the range of life experiences you have. I think some people that are funny, right? It's just naturally because they have experienced more things in life.
People say I'm quite funny. It's mainly because like it's the way you phrase your experiences. And
It's a skill.
plenty of interesting people who are not like
Not funny, yeah.
not funny.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm like the
think.
funniest person I know, but
Hey, you're likable too.
oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, but you honestly don't need to be like a super funny person to be likable. It's a random list I found on A Mothership and B on the smartlocal.com. 10 survival tips for junior colleges, students in Singapore. Caffeine, lots of it. What do you feel?
I have a biased opinion on the matter. I agree. Don't need caffeine, but like honestly, one of my fondest memories is buying tepeng and kopi peng from the canteen. after
Right.
MRT.
Okay, but here they are like so atas about it. What do you feel about studying in coffee shops?
Waste of money.
Where do you think is a good studying location?
Library or at home. I think if you have problems at studying, focusing at home, right? Either play some nice background music that's not distracting, or get like noise cancelling headphones. You know that your home gets noisier towards the evening because your parents are coming back, your siblings are coming back from school, right? So in the morning, just get all of your business intensive work done. So like doing all your questions and stuff. Leave the evening for your lighter workloads, like maybe like typing on notes or reading your notes, refreshing your memory, that sort of thing.
Also, another thing about studying in cafes, you're an asshole if you stay at a cafe for like
too
4
long, yeah.
hours, especially during weekends.
Especially
How about Red Bull?
no. Don't stay away from energy drinks. Honestly, like, I don't even drink coffee that much for the caffeine. Unless I have a long day of lessons, but yeah.
Us are the most essential resource in JC. In the sense that say that learning is independent, but you still need your teachers.
I think teachers are the most important resource you do have in JC, but the most important skill you need to develop is how to study. In year 3-4, I was an average student within my own circle, of course, like within my school. But in year 4-5-6, right, I did more stuff, but I still improved my grades. And the difference was that I learned how to study properly. Because some study methods will work for you and others won't. So like, if you're worried about your grades, like, the first thing you should think about is improving your study methods first. And then from there on, your teachers are there to help you get rid of any like misconceptions. But you have to do the work first. The best thing that the teachers can do for you is consultation. And I went for so many GP consultations that I think my teacher really started to get sick of it towards the end.
I don't think I ever wanted to go to a GP consult. I hated my GP teacher, as evident from the beginning of this video. Your teachers aren't someone who are as unapproachable. They are definitely someone you can approach on a more like casual level.
Because a lot of them will be helping you with your uni admissions first of all, with like writing your recommendation letters and stuff. And like just get to know your teachers better. If you're unsure about what you do in JC, like I feel like they have a lot of perspective just because they've taught so many students beforehand. So maybe they might be able to help you, like give you some guidance on making a decision. But don't let your teacher be your only influence on making a decision.
Yeah, for sure.
Make your own decisions in JC. That's the important thing.
You will definitely have to study past midnight.
That's complete bullshit. I mean, there'll be times where maybe like a few days in a month or so where you do have to stay up past midnight, but if you manage your stuff properly, I think it's doable without staying up past midnight. I know, I feel like there's some toxicity going on with people complaining about how little sleep they got. Fun fact about sleep, right? So the thing is that sleep affects your memory really badly. You don't retain as much information, so think about it, right? The most important thing you can do is pay attention in lessons and then read up on it, revise what you did on the same day, like just for 10 minutes. It goes a lot longer than staying up until 2 a.m.
We have so many things to study, right? Personally, like something that I always implement is minimum effective dose. Study as little as you can to get as much benefits as you can.
Yeah, if you're good at math and you're better at physics, right, you don't need to spend as much time on physics as math.
For sure.
You'll be spending more time on physics. Just do as many types of questions as you can. That's another important thing. A huge mistake that people make, especially about chemistry, right, is to not link different topics together. School will always give you like your information in chapters, right?
Yeah.
They'll break it down in chapters. But it's up to you to make the bigger picture fit together so you do better in the subject.
Other than studying, like to do well for A-levels, there's a lot of like self-care and personal like development and like skills that you need to learn outside of just like forced memorizing.
So during A-levels, right, one thing I did, which was completely random, was like, there's this game I really wanted to play that came out in the time. It's called Hades, right? After a long day of studying, after dinner, right, because I eat dinner at like 9 p.m, which is quite late, instead of going straight back into studying, I'll play like a round of Hades first for an hour or so. Like once in a while. And it helps a lot. Legitimately helps a lot. Yeah, music helps a lot.
Yeah, it does.
And I think like even talking to your friends once in a while goes a long way, especially in school. But going back to the topic of burning the midnight oil, right, like you might have to once in a while, but it shouldn't be an everyday thing. Because in the long run, right, if you burn yourself out, you're going to be even more setback than you will if you didn't stay up until midnight.
And actually burning out, right, is a very like a thing that people don't really know. Actually towards the end of your JC 2 year, it's continuous exams. Like if you are putting in so much effort for every single exam period, there's no way you're gonna achieve like good results for like the final exam that technically matters the most.
And it's normal to be overloaded during like your ECCs and stuff at the start. I think the best thing that advice I can give, right, especially this is what my math teacher says, is like it's okay to be behind sometimes, but don't leave yourself a mountain that's too big to climb. Make sure that at any point in time you don't have more than 2 weeks. You won't take more than 2 weeks to catch up.
So philosophical. Chem? Why is chem? Oh, whoa. This is true. I do see a lot of people prioritizing H3 more than they should be.
A H3 will never be the reason why you don't get into school.
Yes,
it can help, but the important thing is that there's no single thing that will make or break your application. It's not your H2s are suffering, don't take a H3.
Yeah,
even if you take one, right, be comfortable in being willing to drop it if you really can't handle it.
Actually, a lot more people than you know will drop their H3, and that's perfectly fine. By the
and
way.
it's not easy to get a distinction in H3, especially like some of the harder ones like H3 Chem and H3 Math.
Well, I did it, but that's fine. I also.
I got H3 distinction.
I still ended up in a better place than you.
Cut. Means that the chem member is dying, and then the mental health and sleep is like just dead, completely dead.
Like unfortunately, like a lot of people sacrifice their mental health and sleep, like going into like A-levels prep and things like that. And I'm not gonna lie, it was one of the most stressful periods of my life. But it could be much better if you actually prioritize that.
I was surprisingly chill during A-level, but I don't know if it's because I was too depressed to be anxious. If I just stopped caring about life. I was like really chill, but I think like being chill in A-levels helps more than it hurts. I was sleeping a lot longer than normal school. I was like sleeping 8 to 9 hours every
me
single
too.
day.
Like my parents said I had the ideal life during A-levels, man. I slept 10 hours, woke up, went to exercise, slowly ate breakfast, came home.
I cannot emphasize the importance of exercise in JC. So the tendency to do like a lot of questions at one go. And sometimes my mind just goes like blank, right? Like I cannot focus anymore. So I'll just go for a long run, come back, shower, eat dinner, everything, then go back to the problem. And then boom, I can solve it 9 times out of 10.
Smart people exist. Yes, I'm one of them.
Self-praise is no praise. Okay, I'm kidding.
I like self-praise international disgrace more. Sounds better.
I've never heard of that before, but could be like anywhere in the world and there'll always be someone smarter than you.
山比一山高.
The smartest people will struggle with something. That's a beautiful thing about the toss shit that is JC, you know, like even if you're an amazing science student, right? There'll be that one contrasting subject in GP that will kick your ass. And you have to learn to respect it, you know, it's like an opponent they have to respect. Regardless of what type of intelligence you are, because there's many types of intelligence. It's using that to your strength to help you do better in life. Another thing is like, a lot of people get caught with like getting at 90 RP. But like, if you know that your course doesn't require 90 RP, then don't like force yourself to get that far. Be confident in your own abilities and like, be more like worried about whether you're doing enough to get to where you want to be. But ironically, the more you stress about it, the worse you're gonna do.
Honestly, that's true.
I think my grades improved more from me becoming more calmer in GC than in secondary school, and necessarily from me studying more, putting in more effort.
Okay, last question time. Let's see. How do I get my shitty 2 here? My block test results are really bad and disappointing. I'm sorry. But the most worrying thing is that I honestly don't care. I think this person at least has hope, and I think that's actually very important. To not like to be able to have faith and hope that things will get better is actually something that we need a lot in our lives, not just in JC and in the future, because we can't always expect things to go very smoothly, and it might always seem to you that like other people have their life together or things like that, but everyone goes through their own struggles, don't they? Some people more than others, for sure, but like the fact that you still have hope and you can still like think that things will get better, I think it's actually a pretty good starting point.
The important thing is to have a proper schedule. You need to make sure you spend like the proper time in each part of it. So what I did personally was I created a huge ass Notion document and listed out every single topic and all the practice papers I wanted to do.
Everybody has their own methods, but I think that June holidays should be the time that you start preparing. And in general, right, I do feel that like after June holidays, it's just going to be exams. So your final block test, your prelims, and then after that your A-levels. And also don't expect to do everything from scratch again after every single exam. Like if you're like, I'm going to revise all my whole content every single time I have a test, it's not going to work. You just have to build on like what you learn and be confident that you have done your best, and I think that's what matters.
A lot of people spend too much time on reading their notes, but it's not productive. Reading your notes isn't productive unless you actively unless you use active recall, or actually like try questions that are relevant to those notes immediately. Because you won't internalize it, you're just wasting your time. Something that really helped me for econs, right, and condensed notes, is for every econs textbook I had, right, I freaking condensed everything into one sheet of paper.
Actually, that's true. Like condensing things into a very you can't expect yourself to memorize word for word, right? So what you need is to have such a good understanding of it that like maybe like a few sentences will help you recall like the whole concept, and that's the benefit of condensation. I make it sound like some water droplet. Like memorization like wholesale without understanding is really like teachers emphasize this a lot, and I'm gonna emphasize it again, it doesn't work. Anyway, yeah, that's about it. Bye bye.